Okay, friends, we have made it to the point in this course that many of you, I believe, have been waiting for, and that is discovering that zone of genius where you might find the work that you want to do, the career that you should pursue, the college major that you want to choose. This zone of genius is composed of 3 questions, and so that will be the next 3 videos, the next 3 sessions, okay? And in this video, we are starting with the first of those 3 questions. What activities do I enjoy? In other words, what are my interests? And if you have the handout for this session, which looks like this, you'll notice that the second page shows you that zone of genius Venn diagram. And so in this session, we are going to be focused on the top left circle, my passions. You are going to be thinking about your passions, your interests, the activities that you enjoy. So take this paper out and let's jump in to start discovering what you enjoy. All right, so I am starting here at the top with this hexagon mind map, okay? And if you notice at the top, the subheading underneath what activities do I enjoy, it says, even if you're not good at them, the more specific, the better. So as you fill out this sheet and as you think through these question prompts of what activities you like, what lights you up, you don't have to be good at them, okay? So you can fill out this page in future tense. I want to be good at these things. So let me just encourage you to fill out this page with both the present in mind and the future in mind. Because again, you're young. The privilege and luxury that you get to enjoy is your age. Many of you are still in middle school. Many of you just started high school. Many of you have 2 or 3 more years left of high school. And so you have time to develop the skills and the knowledge and the experience that you want, that you enjoy. Okay, so go ahead and do a little bit of dreaming here. So the idea here is for you to take a couple minutes right now and just write 2, 3, 4, 5. I gave you 6 hexagons to fill in. But of course, you don't have to fill all of them in, or you can even use the space on this page or pull in another sheet of paper and add more spaces for you to add more activities that you enjoy. The key here is to consider why you like these activities, okay? And that's why for every hexagon, there's a section for you to write down your reason that you like these activities. How do they make you feel? Do you like the fact that they bless other people? Do you like the fact that they bless the people you love the most? Do you like the activities because you can make money off of them? Or do you like the activities because your whole family is into that and these activities make you feel a part of the family or unified as a family? Okay, so I'll try to give you some more concrete examples as we work through it. But before you feel like like that's all you have to go on, let me jump to the first questions on this page to help jog some of your ideas, okay? And then you can pause this video and take some time to think about what activities do you really enjoy. So to help determine the activities that feed your soul and make you come alive, just like the kinds of work that inspires you, consider these questions, all right? So the first one is, what have been your favorite classes or academic subjects thus far? Think about what classes you enjoy. Again, just because you enjoy it doesn't mean you're getting an A in that class, okay? It is possible to enjoy science, but you find it super challenging and it's hard to get an A in science. Or maybe you really enjoy literature. You enjoy the reading, but you find it impossible to get an A on analysis. Maybe you enjoy writing, but it's hard. You want to get better at it. You're not very good at it yet, but you greatly admire good writing and authors, and you get lost in books and they make you happy. They make you come alive. So think about what are your favorite classes and academic subjects. Of course, the easiest ones are probably the classes you both enjoy and are good at, right? The classes that you like and can do well in. That's ideal. And all of you probably have that class that you both enjoy and are good at. So just write on this line what those classes are. And then if you want to, also write it up here. Okay, these are supposed to be the 6 top enjoyable activities. Okay, so you might want to finish these questions and then look over your answers and pick the top 6 to put up here in the diagram. Okay, feel free to pause the video if you want to take more time to fill in your favorite classes and academic subjects. So think about not just your core classes, but also your extracurricular classes, okay? Like photography or graphic design or a foreign language class. I know foreign language is a required class. It's not 100% extracurricular, but you know those extra classes that you can take, speech and debate. It might be a logic class. It might be a sign language class, psychology class. So those classes that are academic, but you got to select those. Okay, so think about that and then ask yourself, what do you enjoy? Why do you enjoy these classes? What is it about these classes and these subjects that you enjoy? Okay, so maybe for writing, you enjoy it because that's where you get to express your opinions. You get to express your ideas. Or if you enjoy math, maybe it's for the opposite reason. Math is math. It's black and white. You don't have to explain your ideas or form an argument or persuade anybody of anything. You just need to figure out the answer, right? Or maybe you enjoy graphic design because it is a creative expression of your personality. You get to choose colors, you get to choose images, you get to format the canvas to whatever you want. Those of you who really enjoy Canva, that is graphic design. Maybe you enjoy fonts, we call that typography. Everything communicates a feeling, right? So maybe you enjoy using colors, images, fonts, and graphic style to communicate messages. Maybe you're just find that really interesting. I know I do. I took a graphic design class in high school at a community college, and that's where I learned about all the different fonts and what they communicate and how to choose a font depending on what the project is that you're working on. After that, I gave you a big section for even more of your extracurricular activities. So not considering, classes and subjects, I'm thinking about like sports in this section and music in this section. So those of you who are in a orchestra that isn't associated with your school, maybe it's your city orchestra or your church has an orchestra, or maybe it's a choir that you sing in. Maybe you really enjoy that and that totally makes you come alive. I know one of my students sings in a choral and he has traveled to Europe and many different places and he loves it. And that makes him come alive. Other extracurricular activities here that you can think of are maybe helping out at church. Maybe you assist in a children's ministry classroom. Maybe you are coaching a sport. I know one of my students is coaching a basketball team for his church and he loves it. He loves playing with the kids and helping them get better. Maybe it is babysitting. Maybe some of you help babysit and maybe you love it. That makes you feel like you're doing something purposeful and very significant with your time. And maybe you're even getting paid for it. And that's always nice, right? You could like it because you get paid for it. That's a totally legitimate reason for enjoying this particular extracurricular activity. I hope I'm giving you enough examples to get your wheels turning. But if you just think about all the things you really enjoy, and if you need more help, there is a section on the right side of this page that gives you a whole list of ideas and examples. So this is kind of your last resort if you are struggling to come up with things from your own life. I've tried to give you a list to choose from, okay? So I'm just going to read down this list of bullet points. What activities do I enjoy? Maybe you enjoy setting your own goals and strategizing how to meet them. Okay, so you see how that's not an extracurricular activity, that's not a class, that's not an academic subject, but that is an activity that you could enjoy. I know I really enjoy setting goals and strategizing how to meet them. Okay, maybe you enjoy helping someone that you respect meet his or her goals. Okay, so maybe you don't like to be president, but you like to be vice president. Maybe you don't like to be the team captain, but you like to be the right-hand man. Maybe you like to be the supporting actor, the supporting actress who helps the actor and the actress shine. Some people are really gifted at that, and that is a very important position and role to play. So maybe you really enjoy helping somebody you want to see succeed, somebody you respect, to get to where he or she is going. Maybe you enjoy talking to people. Okay, that is an activity that you may take for granted, but not everybody enjoys talking to people. All right, so if you enjoy that, then that would be me. I enjoy talking to people. Talking to people makes me come alive. I love connecting with people, and I never will get bored of that. Every time I feel down, I need to talk to someone, as opposed to the person who feels down and wants to be by herself, right? I'm the one that needs to pick up a phone and call somebody. Okay. Maybe you enjoy mentoring and coaching others. Okay, that's awesome. Just like the student I just referred to likes to coach kids at church in basketball, who do you like to coach, or who do you think you would like to coach if you're not coaching anybody yet? And just, put that down on the page. How about learning new ideas? Some of you just love to learn. I think everything is interesting. Every single subject is interesting. And so maybe you love to learn new ideas. Think about, what do you like to learn about? What ideas, in what category, in what field are you interested in learning things? Okay, I'm going to move a little faster down this list. Maybe you like to come up with creative ideas to improve something. So maybe when something needs to be made better, you're on it. You love to be the one to come up with how to make something better. And guess what? You may be an inventor to some degree, because isn't that how a lot of things get invented? Somebody thinks, man, I could make this better, right? Why have a separate camera when I can just put it in my phone? Or why have a pot of oil on the stove when I can air fry? I mean, these things are invented because somebody wanted to make a process better, healthier, faster, easier. Okay? The next bullet point is helping people. Hey, that's a big category, but maybe you just come alive when you help people. A lot of the personal mission statements my students wrote, helping people. That is my mission. And guess what? That is the second greatest commandment, right? To love others. And to love others means to help them. So that is honorable. How about making something new? Okay, so this is very much inventing and innovating and creating a product or a service. The next one is analyzing complex data in order to draw clear and simple conclusions. Okay, so I know some of you have not had the chance to do a lot of data collection, but if you enjoy science labs, if you enjoy charting data, like gathering the information that the lab or the experiment revealed, if you enjoyed your science fair project, or if you enjoy math and looking at statistics, that is all data analysis, okay? How about working on a team? That is an activity. And some of you really love working on a team. Some of you don't. And that's okay. You just have to identify who you are and what makes you light up. So that's a good place for me to bring you back to this side of the sheet where there are two questions there. What are some independent activities you enjoy? And what are some group activities that you enjoy? So independent activities, right? They're the things that you can just do by yourself. You don't need a team. You don't need a group. You don't need a partner. And maybe that's how you prefer to operate. And then others of you really love group activities, right? So playing on a sports team or playing in a quartet or in a choir or in a band. Maybe you enjoy being on a leadership team. You enjoy ASB. You enjoy student council or even a yearbook staff. or the newspaper staff, right? So think about those kinds of activities too, the things you do alone and the things you do in groups. Okay, going back to the bullet point list, leading a team to success. So maybe you don't just like being on the team, you like to lead the team. You enjoy that leadership responsibility. Okay, that's awesome. But not everybody does, and that's okay. Maybe you enjoy managing projects. Okay, so think about the group projects that you do with other classmates or with a team, right? So something that you have to manage. So you're the one setting the deadlines. You're the one making sure that everybody knows what they're responsible for. You're good at tasking people with exactly what they need to do to get the project done. So this is like project management. Okay, there are people who are project managers as jobs because every business, every company, every organization is composed of projects. So maybe you really enjoy managing those projects and making sure they get done. If you want, you can think about what kinds of projects do you like to manage. Do you like planning events? Do you like presentations? Do you like slideshows? Do you like science, projects or math projects or English projects or Spanish projects? Maybe you enjoy the science fair, the whole trifold dealio, or you enjoy your clubs and they're, displaying the people in the club, or maybe there's a missions club at school. My kids have a missions club at school and they have to display the missions trips that they've been on. Okay, so maybe you enjoy those kinds of projects. Okay, maybe you enjoy spotting flaws and errors to fix. Yeah, some of you are good at seeing the problems, and even if you aren't the one to fix the problem, you know that somebody needs to address this. And so this is getting at not fixing problems, but spotting problems. Okay? And what kinds of problems, what kinds of errors catch your eye. The next one is persuasion, persuading others. Okay, so for those of you who enjoy debate, you might enjoy persuading others to see things in your perspective or just from a broader perspective or from another angle. And maybe you enjoy, that kind of persuasion. The next one is working with animals. Who doesn't love animals? Maybe you love working with animals, but you only love certain kinds of animals, right? Maybe you only like domestic animals, like pets. Maybe you are not so inclined to enjoy working with wild animals or zoo animals, and you are drawn to, dogs and cats and rabbits and guinea pigs. So think about, does working with animals make you come alive? How about finding a way to solve a problem or overcome a challenge? Yeah, and then what kinds of problems are you inspired to solve? So there are a billion problems that need to be addressed and fixed, right? But which kinds of problems get your attention? Which problems do you care to solve? That's actually a huge question when it comes to getting a job, right? Because every job should solve some kind of problem. And we will talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but people are basically a pile of needs. And it's social needs, psychological needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs, physical needs. And you should ask yourself, what kind of needs really bother me and which needs do I really want to meet? All right. So that's another way to think about solving a problem. And we'll get to that question. What kinds of needs do I want to meet in the third circle of the Venn diagram. So don't worry too much about that right now. Okay. The next one is really interesting. Maybe you enjoy organizing stuff. Like my daughter will look at my desktop and she sees like uncategorized and unfiled random icons of random documents and images and files, and it bothers her. And it does bother me too, but not to the degree that it probably bothers her. So she, and then she shows me her desktop, right? Which is like super organized and clean and neat. And she is just drawn to organizing stuff. She has organized my pantry. She has organized my closet. She organizes her own room. Her books are in order of, her favorites, her series. And my books are on one of the bookshelves in my house. Give me a minute. I can find it, but give me a minute. Okay, but maybe you enjoy organizing shelves, pantries, drawers, schoolwork, files, books. If that's something that really lights you up because you get a serious sense of satisfaction after something's organized, that's a gift. Not everybody enjoys organizing. All right. Next is reading. Okay, so a lot of you may love reading, but now ask yourself, what do you love to read? Nonfiction? Under nonfiction, there's all kinds of categories, right? Politics, religion, spirituality, self-help. There is hobbies, right? All kinds of hobbies that you can pursue under nonfiction reading. Historical texts, scientific texts. What kind of nonfiction do you enjoy? If fiction, then what genre of fiction? Do you enjoy adventure? Do you enjoy fantasy? Do you enjoy mystery? Do you enjoy romance? There are so many categories under both fiction and nonfiction. Ask yourself, what kind of reading makes me come alive? Next is photography. That would be one of the extracurricular activities. I think photography stands out to me because I know people who are making a living as photographers, and even if they are not doing that full time, they do it on the side in addition to another job, or still a student, and they're making money off of it, and they are blessing the people they are photographing. Right? Their clients love the pictures that are produced after a photo shoot. And the next thing you know, it's framed and on their wall, right? I mean, what a gift to be able to do that for a friend, a family member, a person who just graduated, a person who just had a baby, who's getting married. I mean, there's so many occasions to photograph. And if you can do that well, and if you love it, you can bless a lot of people. All right, we are at the tail end of this list. And I hope this is helpful to you. I hope these examples help to generate what comes up for you. Okay. So event planning. You know what? I enjoyed planning my wedding. I thought the whole thing was super fun. And actually, I'm going to grab something right here just because I can. It is actually my wedding invitation. And I chose the theme of a story for my wedding. This one's not assembled properly. There's supposed to be a ribbon, a blue ribbon tied in here. But I wrote a poem on the first page of my wedding invitation. And I kind of made it like a storybook with chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, the proposal story, right? And then finally the invitation itself, which is chapter 4, and the scripture passage that my pastor preached on at the ceremony, and directions to the wedding on the last page. So I had a ton of fun putting this together, finding somebody who could print this for me, who could produce the vision in my head and put it on paper. And so maybe that's you, right? It's graphic design. And maybe you really enjoy planning events, planning parties, planning prom, planning Sadies, all the stuff that ASB does. Maybe you're all over that. Okay, so this last one, I might need to explain. My students had fun with this one. And I put this last because if you're still searching for activities that give you life, there is somebody called Dr. Pimple Popper who lives here in my city. And she is super successful just with a TV show showing the satisfaction of popping pimples. It sounds so weird to say, right? But go look her up, Dr. Pimple Popper. That is her career. If you enjoy cleaning teeth, hey, there's a whole dental world waiting for you, right? There's a whole orthodontic world out there. If you enjoy doing nails, I enjoy doing my nails. And, you don't have to write down activities that you can make money from. This exercise is not about making money. This exercise is just to get you to think about what makes you love life. Because if you can start by identifying those activities that you do, you can then go through them and ask, which one of these could I actually make a living off of? Okay? If not fully, then even partially. The last questions on this page, what skills do you like to use in your free time on weekends or on vacations, right? So that one could be a lot of these, but it could be baking, biking, surfing, driving, hiking, hanging out with friends, reading, making fancy boba drinks, trying different boba shops or trying different restaurants. Some of you are foodies that really love trying different kinds of food. So think about that too. And then the last question is, what enjoyable skills do you want to improve or acquire? So now that you have thought about so many different kinds of examples of activities that bring life to you or can breathe life into you, what did you realize? What kinds of skills do you want to improve or acquire? It's not something you do yet, but it's something you are definitely interested in doing, because the whole exercise, this course, as well as the personal mission statement, it's supposed to inspire you to try new things, to sign up for the classes that will teach you to do the things that you do want to learn how to do and you just haven't done it yet. All right. So I'm pushing you toward action. Okay. The last step of this activity is just to transfer the top 6 activities that you enjoy into this Venn diagram, the top left one that says my passions. So fill in the passions circle with life-giving activities that feed your soul. And you just write them in there, however many you have. But the more passionate you feel about them, the better. Okay, these are supposed to be your top activities that really you feel passionate about. Okay, we are going to stop here. And the next question will be about the skills and abilities that God has given to you. All right. And that will inform the second Venn diagram, the second circle in this Venn diagram. And then we're going to hit the third one. And then that little zone of genius will be more clear to you. Okay. I'll see you in the next video.